Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are featuring all 5 shades of the new Cheeky Posh blush sticks by Victoria Beckham Beauty. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. A huge thank you to Victoria Beckham Beauty for sending these over complimentary for me to try, and a huge thank you to you for all of your support. That is the reason why I'm able to receive items like this to try out for you. So we're gonna take a tour of these products, get some close-ups, some swatches, and then I will try on every shade for you. So make sure to stay tuned till the end because I try on each and every shade for you on my cheeks, one by one, just so you can see how they look against my skin tone. If you're interested, of course, I do have a combination of a few shades right now just so I could see what they could do. And you know how I love to pair blushes. I've got, 3 on right now. I also did purchase the bronzer. I wanted to try this out, so I have mine in shade 3. And I picked up a second lipstick, my favorite shade in the lipstick by Victoria Beckham Beauty. So we're gonna do a get ready with me and see how everything works out. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much to Victoria Beckham Beauty for sending everything over. So let's go ahead and take a look. This says, "Hello Sunshine." It's Victoria Beckham's Cheeky Posh. And we can see all of the shades that are in here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the shades. I've already taken them out of their boxes so I could take pictures of them, but we'll take a look at each and every shade and swatch them on my arm as well as try them all on. And all the packaging is very elegant and consistent with her other items. Starting with this first shade, this is Knickers. Here's the shade. This is described as a light peachy melon. Here it is swatched. Definitely a light peachy melon. That's a pretty accurate description. Next up we have the shade Playground. This one is described as a mid-toned terracotta nude shade. And it is definitely a warmer tone and deeper. And I think terracotta is a really good description. Next up is the shade Miniskirt. This shade is described as a berry rose. It's a bit deeper than the previous one and a bit more rose. Next we have the shade Major. This is described as a neutral pink flush. There's Major. That actually probably will be my favorite, but we'll see. And then our 5th shade is Rollerskate. This is described as a vivid coral pink, and this one is named for her daughter, Harper. We're going to go in with a bit of a minimal look because I will be swatching all of the shades on my cheeks. So I'm going to have to remove it and then redo my makeup. This is actually one of my favorite current routines as well. So we're taking the Le Beige Waterfresh Tint in Medium Plus, and I'm just going to take one pump. I love how this just evens out the skin tone. We're going to go in with, I've been using Honey now, the Clé de Peau. I don't know, my skin tone is like sometimes warm, sometimes cool, and this one works really well with this one right now for me. So we're going to go in with Honey. Then we'll go in with the SISLEY Under Eye Concealer in shade 4. Chantecaille Real Skin Plus 4C, right on the eyelids here. The La Prairie Concealer. And I'm actually just gonna powder my forehead here because I wanna wait on this just because of the blush. I wanna try that on without powder first. But let's powder this just so I can do my brows. And I will use the bronzer that I picked up as well, the Victoria Beckham that I recently purchased. That video hasn't gone up yet. I do a lot of unboxing and that was one of the items. So if that's not already up, it'll be posted soon, but I unboxed the bronzer. Okay, we're gonna go in with the Dior Show Pump and Brow. This has the strongest hold of the eyebrow gels that I have. I have the Chantecaille, the tinted one, which maybe is a level, maybe less hold. And then I have the clear. And then I thought I need to use this Gucci palette a little bit more, so we're gonna go in with this. Something kind of neutral because I don't want it to compete with the different shades. And actually, one of you noticed this was not placed back in securely, and you were right because it just fell out. And the only thing that had a little damage is this shade right here. It's a little bit softer. So we're going in though with the kind of like the peanut butter shaded one, that one right there. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the deep brown shade, this matte shade. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this shade right here and then just pat that on my lid. So I think I'm going to take that peanut butter color underneath, tight line, mascara. We'll be back with the cheeks. Back with the cheeks. I went in with the Rodial mascara, and hopefully I didn't get any on my eyelids this time. I think last time I did. And I also went in with a Chantecaille eyeliner in black right here. So I just, again, tried to keep things kind of neutral. We're gonna go in with this lipstick by Victoria Beckham. It's my second one because the first one I gave to my sister, but I loved it so much I bought another one. So this is in the shade Spark. Again, another really neutral kind of your lips but better shade on me. I think this is in the running for my favorite lip of the year. So we'll see how much I continue to wear this, but I love it. I don't know how well this is going to go, removing my makeup and applying it again and removing and applying again. I'm gonna include this part at the very end. I'll do a final look with one of the shades, or maybe two. You know how I love to layer. We're gonna swatch them all on my cheeks now, but I'm, like I said, going to place it at the very end because I do want to put a nice look together as well. But you can fast forward if you just want to see the shades on without the final look, because I am going to try the bronzer on as well, but I'll try to remember to put the timestamp in case you want to fast forward. So just tried on all the blushes and removed everything and redid my makeup. So we're gonna go ahead and powder with the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Powder. And when I tried on all of the blushes, which you'll see at the end, I did not powder. So we're going to apply it on top of powder this time just to see how it looks. But I do want to use the bronzer that I picked up. So let me grab that. Okay, so I found the bronzer and I picked up the shade 3, I think, yes, 3. And I just picked up the refill. So one shade is to brush across the face, like in the places where you would naturally bronze or get tan. And then this is for sculpting, the deeper shade. So let's sculpt first. I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer brush. Ooh, I like the shade there. That's really pretty. Oh, lovely. That was a beautiful bronzer. I don't know why I didn't try that earlier, but I think 3 was the correct shade for me. So let's go ahead and even that out. So I have it here. It really went on quite seamlessly, really even, really pretty. Not too much, like not too heavy. That was a really seamless application. I don't know why I didn't pick this up earlier, but I think it's really pretty. So we got half on this side. So let's go ahead and even that out. I really like that. Really pleased with that bronzer. I just love how evenly it applied. And I love the tone. It's got not as much warmth as, say, the Guerlain that I tried, but it is definitely warm. Actually, where's that Guerlain? Let me see if I can find it. So this is the Guerlain versus the Victoria Beckham. They reminded me of each other a little bit. There's a really beautiful creamy texture to the bronzer. So this is the Guerlain, and here is the Victoria Beckham. So there's just a little bit more orangey tone in the Guerlain versus this. A little bit more neutral with the Victoria Beckham. Really lovely though. I'm impressed with that bronzer. Okay, I'm gonna take this La Mer brush this time, and I'm going to take the lighter of the 2 shades, and I'm just gonna kind of dust that across my forehead and my chin. Let's see. I have no idea what that looks like because I wasn't looking in a mirror. Okay, pretty. You know, actually this might be kind of a nice powder to finish off with if the foundation's too light. This might bring a little bit of color back. It definitely looks like I've been in the sun, but I think that works really well with this concept with her blushes because it says Hello Sunshine. Okay, so I do have a lot of color to my face already, but let's go in with Major. I think that's a really nice kind of neutral shade for me. And it does seem to work well over powder, or at least it's moving well over powder. But let me see really close up here. Now it does want to be moved around a little bit. Wonder how this would work with a brush. Let me see. Okay, I've done a bit of repair work, but let's go in with a blush brush. Maybe that will make a difference for that section right there. So I'm going to take a little bit of Major with my Clé de Peau blush brush. I'm just going to take some of the blush like this and see if we can apply it without disturbing my concealer. Okay, that's definitely how I would apply this. If you have areas where you are concealing and applying blush, especially cream blush on top, if you have a nice blush brush, I would apply it like that because it's going on really beautifully. And it's not disturbing anything. Yeah, that's really pretty. I really like that one. Let's go in with a little bit of an accent shade just because that's what I normally do. Actually, let's go in with Miniskirt Under. Like, let's put another shade on here, just a little bit deeper. Of course, you don't have to do this. I just have them, so I'm just playing around at this point. But you can definitely see these are buildable as well. Okay, and then let's go in with a little bit of an accent. And then let's go in with Rollerskate just for a little pop of color right here. Wow, that makes a big difference, just even focused right there. Really pretty. So for all my blush lovers out there, if you love a cream blush, this is a beautiful one. You can apply this with clean hands really easily. I just like the precision of a brush, but it still looks pretty even if you apply this without a mirror because it was going on beautifully and just looked really pretty. So I'm gonna powder a little bit here just to take it down. I kind of want to see how it would build. So I'm just gonna take this down a little bit with powder and then we'll talk about these blushes. Oh yes, and before we talk about the blushes, let's go ahead and swatch all of them on the cheeks so you can see them all on their own because I did combine 3 shades here. But let's go ahead and take a look. Start with the lightest shade. So we have here again the insert that describes everything. Let's go with the lightest shade. So let's go in with Knickers, which is a light peachy melon. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it straight onto the cheeks. Is this supposed to be a really kind of easy product to use? Okay, then it just says to dot on and then blend out with your fingertips like this. So that's what we'll do. So this does show up on my more medium skin tone, if you were wondering. So it's like a light apricot shade on. Really pretty. I am not looking in a mirror, so let me check the mirror. Really nice, easy to wear shade on the warmer side. Definitely a nice warm melon shade, and even though I am warm, you can still see it pulls warm. And this is Knickers, which is a light peachy melon shade. We'll go in next with the shade Playground. This is really comfortable on the skin, by the way. It doesn't feel sticky after or anything like that. Add a little more. This is a mid-tone terracotta nude shade. So nothing too dewy here. Again, this is the shade Playground. A mid-tone terracotta nude. I'm just gonna take a little bit of moisturizer and remove it that way. So this is where I said it gets kind of like messy because I'm gonna have to remove my makeup. So let me do that and then we'll come back with 2 other shades. That's another reason I chose the Water Fresh tint because it is so easy just to repair like a certain section of your makeup. So I love this product. Let's go ahead though with Miniskirt. This one is a berry rose. I love how it just melds with the rest of the makeup, so it's not sitting on top or anything like that. It becomes one with the skin, which is really, really a nice finish. Again, this is Miniskirt, which is a berry rose shade. Then we have Major, a neutral pink flesh. So far this does really well on unpowdered makeup, so we'll try maybe a little powder and see how it works on top of that. These are products that you can use almost without a mirror because I'm just using the viewfinder, which is about this big and this far away to apply. And when I look at it closer with a mirror, it looks really nice. So it's kind of one of those foolproof kinds of products. Again, this is Major, a neutral pink flesh. So these actually look kind of similar on me, I think, at least in the viewfinder. Maybe this is a little bit more cool to it. Okay, let me remove these both. And next up we have Rollerskate, which is a vivid coral pink. Ooh, vivid. That's really pretty as well. So it's vibrant, but it's not anything that's distracting. It's definitely more vibrant though, but I think really pretty. It says this one's for Harper, that's her daughter. She'll just roller skate into a room during a product meeting, pick her favorite shade, and roll right back out. A girl who has a point of view like her mom. So this is for her. So again, this is Rollerskate. Of course, thinking about the inspiration for these blushes, I did want to pair a fragrance with this. A couple came to mind. So You or Someone Like You, which evokes an LA summer kind of at the beach vibe, which is very light and fun. I really like this one. Nothing sweet in here though, but very like clean summery scent. And then also Basilico and Fellini has that basil in there, which makes it a little bit more interesting. So either one of these I think would be beautiful. So let's go ahead and just put this one on because I really like this one. But I also really like You or Someone Like You. These both remind me of a summer day at the beach or in the sun, just strolling around, of course, with a hat and SPF on, but that's what it reminds me of. So it says here, when I think of my muse for cheeky posh, it's the effortlessly gorgeous woman who's spent the day at the beach, which is why I picked those two fragrances. 70s Miami Beach to be exact. She's flushed and very glowy, waves tousled, so beautiful with her easy glamour. That is a fresh-faced, flushed, cheeky posh will give you all year round. So that's why I wanted to go with the bronzer as well to see if we could kind of bronze it up, make it look a little bit summery. And then it says it's a chic and convenient cream blush stick that nourishes skin with a natural, easy flush. And I found that it was really easy to use. So as you saw, I was just applying it like this with my clean hands. I think it worked really well, but I did like application better with the brush, but that's just my taste. Plus I do have concealer. If you don't have the same issues that I do trying to not move concealer around, you can easily just apply this with clean hands when it's on the skin. The range of 5 shades offers foolproof. I would say this is a foolproof product for sure. Buildable colors that all work on a multitude of skin tones. So even the lightest shade appeared on my skin, you could see it. I really like this combination. I think it's so pretty, of course. Again, I always like to add more blush if I have more blush. It says the creamy velvety texture melts into skin with a soft, natural looking color that lasts, and really natural, seamless kind of application. Again, same thing with the bronzer, even though this is not about the bronzer. I was really impressed with the bronzer too, nice and seamless. The nourishing formula is infused with clean botanical actives for smoother, brighter, healthier cheeks and pout. I don't know what that means, brighter. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that. A lit from within glow reminiscent of a natural adrenaline rush, equal parts lively energy and lasting color. Cheeky Posh will leave your cheeks with a playful, natural flush. I applied it again with no powder. I just had the Water Fresh tint on and concealer, and it went on beautifully, just again, with my clean hands. And then I went ahead and applied it with powder. And that's when I ran into a little bit of an issue with lifting, just because I was moving around the makeup myself. So in that case, applying with a blush brush, this Clé de Peau one is beautiful, worked really, really well. I'm very pleased with this blush. I think you can see how beautifully all 3 of those shades really just came together really quite easily. So if you are someone who likes an easy to use blush that's going to look beautiful, I think this does. It also did mention that this doesn't fade. Now, this is just a first impression. I just opened these up, swatched them for you, and then tried them on. So let me wear this tomorrow and subsequent days to really try it out, but so far very, very pleased with this. And then as for the bronzer, also very pleased with the bronzer. I think this is the perfect shade. So if you're ever wondering about her bronzer, it is really beautiful. So this is a great one, shade 3. And then again, this is not a new to me product, but it's a new one because like I said, I wanted to pick another one up, shade Spark. I think it's just such a pretty, easy to wear kind of shade for me. And I love the formula, nice and hydrating with just a little bit of a glow on there. So let me know if you'd like comparisons of these. I will revisit these later and show you some comparisons based on what you'd like to see if I have it. So definitely let me know if you have questions. But I'd love to know if you're interested in these, if you've already picked them up. let me know. And thank you again so much to the Victoria Beckham team for sending these over. I really appreciate it. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.